I was finally able to get out here and assess the amount of damage this hailstorm has done to the garden and just in general. And really and truly, this is going to be quite an interesting garden season. I mean, with the extreme weather that we've been getting, like I said, I've lived in Georgia for 13 years, and this is the first time I've seen hailstorm this severe in my area. And it looks like quite a bit of these plants is as if somebody just took some scissors and went to town on them, just angrily cutting away at them. Um, I was pleasantly surprised to find that many of my flowers, the roses and the various flowers that I have in containers, sustained almost no damage. The plants that I did cover, and because I just didn't want any of the white moth butterfly and aphids to destroy them, like many of the brassicas did really well because they were covered. And some of the plants here just sustained very minimal damage. So I was happy about that. This is my youngest son. This is his favorite tomatoes. They're the Aunt Molly ground cherry tomatoes. They reseeded in here. I didn't plant them there. And they have done well. I don't know how the greens, my snap green bean peas are still, standing, but they have suffered like no damage, maybe just some marking from the hail, but they look excellent. And so I'm going to be picking some peas. I did have some tomatoes in here and they took a beating, but quite a bit of the stuff in here, sustained very minimal damage. So I'm happy about that. This jasmine bush, no damage. It is just stunning to look at and it smells absolutely divine. Up coming up on the orchard, I was just so elated when I have found that not one of these trees sustained any damage. None of them were broken. Um, and I think what worked in my favor is that they are in the infant stages. They have no fruit on them. They have no bloom on them except for, they did come out of dormancy, many of them, and they have, some green leaves, but they sustained zero damage. Coming up on my second green stalk out here in the front, the fruit looks delicious. There's nothing like eating homegrown strawberries. So I'm just going to have a garden snack while shooting this video. Why not? Yes, so absolutely delicious. But these are my best strawberries, and some of the green leaves did sustain damages, but again, very minimal damage to many of the plants and the front. These are my spare tomatoes here on the ground, and I'm going to have to replace some of my tomatoes. Coming up on the my little 100 square foot garden next to the berry patch. The deers have been going to town on my berries. So I'm going to have to come up with something to take care of this problem. But this elderberry has really struggled, and it looked like the stake did snap, and there are some broken branches on it. Um, and the deers have also been, just kind of going to town on it too. Um, and they also have been, chewing this berry bush down. The raspberries look like they're doing well, so I'm happy about that. And then this is going to be my asparagus bed. At some point, I absolutely need to go and get them planted up like today. So this evening, I'll be working on that. And this bed has sustained quite a bit of leaf damage. My calendula looks like it went through the blender. I had quite a bit of, beautiful, massive squash plants. And it's as if somebody just came in and just, stuck them through the blender, damaged leaves. And I did see quite a bit of male flowers, and I think they're just destroyed. Ahead of time, I had covered up my big blueberry bushes, the two that are setting quite a bit of fruit for me. I just don't want the birds to come in and destroy them, but it has helped in preserving them. I was able to get my second honeyberry um, plant planted up this weekend, and I'm just happy it did not sustain any damage. This bed sustained quite a bit of damage. The onions, the and then this tomato plant is just decapitated. It is my slicer. I don't have too many slicers, and my one slicer is destroyed. So I might have to do some type of medical intervention for it because I really don't want to lose it. Um, but yeah, the garlic is just, smashed and mashed. And like I said, the hail that came down, they were pretty big in size. I mean, we're talking about good sized pebbles with wind and force. Is as if Mother Nature was angry and she was letting everybody know that she was not happy. So this is just some of the damage to this bed. I don't know. I may have to pull some of the onions. This is my biggest and best looking tomato plant, and I don't think I'm going to be able to save it. I'm going to have to sing its funeral. It's done. I did cover the strawberries, and so they had minimal damage. This is my favorite pepper plant, and it's small enough where it didn't look like it sustained, severe damage. The asparagus, I have to plant up this asparagus like today. It needs to get planted up. Because of the storm, I wasn't able to do it. And this weekend I ran out of time. I'm quite worried about this watermelon. I have 3 of them in here. My goal is to, thin it down to 1. But again, I don't know if it's branches that are damaged or leaves. It's hard to tell what's going on in there. Um, so, and it's kind of late in the season to try to plant up watermelon from seed. So I'll just have to see how things play out. This is another one of my tomatoes that just got decapitated. And so it is an indeterminate. And so what will happen is it will, continue to grow. It just won't grow very tall. That's just the height it will be. So I'll probably put it in one of my green stalks. This is a dwarf banana plant that I bought, and it just got shredded. A lot more damage to some of these plants here on the deck. The squash, it's a lot of leaf damage on the squash. There's about 2 of them in here. My goal is to thin it down to 1. I'll see how things play out with a lot of these plants. I mean, it's early on in the season. I'm just gonna, repair and restore what I can.